Hi. How y'all doing? Good. My name is JM. I'm very happy to be here. So many faces that I don't get to see often enough. I'm really excited to share some poetry with you. I just like reading poetry all the time, and it's really nice to get to do it at a place where I usually teach. So I'm just gonna read you some poems, and then I'm gonna walk away. Gotta get cozy. I'll just tell you the story of this poem very quickly. It's called Alphabet, and I wrote it when I was watching my partner's niece learning how to talk and thinking about the losses. I know we all have to learn to speak and learn language and learn, symbol using and all those things. But I found it to be kind of enriching and important, but also sort of a moment of mourning at the same time that I was thinking about this. At 7 o'clock, the sun's gray wool is a distant hat. The sky above the Cascades is a cold forehead, twisting gray lettuce like snowy sacrament. You're learning how to turn syllables over like snowballs that, when stacked on top of each other, become temples of meaning. I blame Socrates for this, and pencils that exact the lessons of fireflies. Snowman, you say, with the distance of twilight cloth-bound around your tongue. I see you somewhere behind this sentence, behind this chicken wire, unfurling a throb of sighs that is worth everything when sorrow steps over it. Will the grass forgive us our bodies of water? Such fine thread, I barely deserve to know this poem. This is the next to the last poem in Wilderness Lessons. It's called Archetype on Looking. I was a bartender for many years before I got to graduate and become an instructor, which was, I think, a good career path. And there was a man, an older man, who came into a bar I was working in during a very slow time, and he smelled of Bengay a lot. And I don't know, I just had feelings, but he gave me a really important lesson that day, which was some things he said. So just smell Bengay when you hear him being talked about. There was a game my brother and I played during short summers in Massachusetts, an adventurous version of hide and seek, where he'd take a head start on his bicycle, pedal to one of 4 street corners, draw an arrow into dirt. The arrow, like a compass, directing me to the next 4 corners of options, where I would find another arrow and eventually him. I lean toward the invisible. Have you not heard the voices around you straining to speak? Not to anyone, just to pulse from a speaker. Always an eye on the road behind us, as if we've all loaded onto the yellow school bus for the first time together. A man at the bar asked, "What is greater than love?" I stood there, twisting receipt paper until it disintegrated, looked like some desperate collage on tile. "Great love," he said. "And what is greater than that?" "Fantastic love." His eyes wide and bulging, wine turning to vinegar. "What is greater than fantastic love is infinity love," he said, locking his hands together into 2 balanced waves, rocking one to the next against the bar top. Love is the pattern running a current through life. The thread is invisible, but we keep tugging it like a stubborn splinter. The arrows my brother drew could not be read, seemed to exist as archetype, some relief cave drawing pointing but without direction. Once, a ladybug landed in the crevice of dirt that signified the arrow's handle. Her red, rounded back arched against nothing or against me. She was more home than insect inside herself. My brother's stride, longer than mine, even then as he backpedaled to find me lingering on the roadside, tracing circles around the ladybug, casting a net, reeling it in. This will be my last poem. I'm having so much fun. But I see that snack table too. This is from my, I have a couple more books that I'm sort of waiting for a publisher to find. I just finished a book that, it's called Night Song. It's a small little meditative poetry book that started right after the Pulse shooting in Orlando last summer, and I finished it right after the election in January. This particular poem was written on my commute home. I was at the ferry terminal at Point Defiance, and I was listening to Obama's final speech in my headphones. I felt kind of complicated about it. Blue Heron reveals the night's silence, a gnarled declaration above the pier, reaching its plank above the cold waters, mixing our poisons and the poisoned into a disease of roses and graveyards. In my headphones, my nation's leader weaves justice and genocide into a silky braid, one strand, then another and another, uniting citizens into willing hunters. The heron takes on midnight's blues, under a quarter moon guarding the gate between life and the death we carry, its beak a silver stamen under the hunched spine where every fish is a soldier, ebbing back and forth in the tangled web we believe. After the applause, I swear the moon released a pack of ghostly wolves upon the water to illuminate the last wild spaces within us. The heron stood guard, witnessing the circle of our dirty water. Thank you for listening. Have a nice afternoon.